Yeah.
So
The only thing we did was we gave the Pearl of Power to Cassidy.
Yep.
Here's the description. Just throwing this out here.
On what?
For old person. The exact description.
I think we're good.
We
Can we
kind
start
of
heading back
passed
to
that,
town?
accepted that.
Yeah.
So we can start heading back now to Ashenport.
Yeah.
And the trip back to Ashenport will be simple enough,
really
actually, to be
need
honest. It's going to take a little while longer. You spent the rest there. You spent like the entirety of the night there, I'm going to say, so that you left out in dawn instead of having to wait for, like, be halfway there when the sun set, etc., and then having to rest out in the middle of nowhere, versus you have a mostly manageable house, which has been cleared out of everything nasty. But you get back to Northbridge in probably two days, I'm going to say. Get back to
Northbridge?
Or not Northbridge, Ashenport. Why did I say Northbridge? You're supposed to go to Ashenport.
Yep.
I'm gonna have my soapbox back. Yay.
All right, so you get back to Ashenport within about 2 days or so. We don't need to turn order up anymore. Everything looks to be about the same as initially happened. Nothing in real particular seems to happen.
Can we say once we get back, Serena casts Remove Curse on herself and gets rid of the, or on the attunement, gets rid of the attunement?
I'm gonna say
Let's find a shield
happened on the way back because you would have been like you took a long rest. You could have changed spells at the end of it. Had that happen before you even got.
It was more one of those things where if we get attacked on the way back, we wanted to keep the
Yeah,
AC.
like, yeah. I'm gonna say regardless, you're gonna have it taken care of as soon as you get back to town. I'm not too fussed with this.
Okay.
So yeah,
Sir,
she could do that.
you're
Get
not
rid of this
fussed.
cursed shield.
Is there anything going on in the town when we get back?
Nothing real particular appears to be going on. You can kind of tell, judging by the way there are a few archers set up on the wall they have outside of town, well, before you even get to where we are on this map here, that there was possibly an attack recently, though there's like no real damage or people just appear to be watching guard. It's not like anything bad particularly happened.
Okay.
They're just ready.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, it might have been like a minor goblin. Actually, I think one of the guards would have mentioned there was a minor goblin, or not goblin, orc assault, which they fended off rather handily.
Lily's gonna ask, was
What?
anyone hurt?
A few people were hurt, nothing that the local priest could not take care of.
No, okay.
Excellent. I have
Once we
trained
get
them
back
well.
to, when we get back to town, Alana's going to immediately just go to like their room at the inn or whatever,
Right.
lock herself in it, and just start working on going through the book and taking. I don't know if she should take another piece of paper, write it in the book itself, but make sure she has like all the right markings of these are the things that are true, these are the things that are false from it.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to go and take another weekly thing, so I know what Alana's going to be doing for this time. What about
Lily's
the other?
gonna take the shield from Serena, and go down to Arashi.
And Arashi will look at the shield and he'll make the comment that there's not much he can do with this particular item.
So Lily's gonna say, would it be easier just to make a new shield then?
And he'll agree with that. It would be much easier to make a new shield.
Would it be easier to make a +1 shield?
And he'll say that imbuing magic into the item, it would be more possible to make a +1 shield. It wouldn't exactly be easier.
Okay. All right, let's have someone else say what they're doing, and then, just in case Falana needs Lily.
Yeah.
You know what? Alana would go at Lily. I need some practice.
Okay. What do you want to practice?
Oh, a few things. Stabbing things, slashing things,
I'm pretty good
shooting
at that.
things.
I'm pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah, you think you'll be good for, practice?
Sure. Wait, are you saying I'm able to hit you now?
No.
Oh,
It means I'm going to be able to stab you and stuff for a little while.
Oh, so you're going to be able to hit me. I get it. Okay.
Let's go.
She's going to take Falana to the barracks to practice. I assume
All
they've
right.
got
You know what?
practice
I'll
dummies
try
set
to
up.
grab a Baron too on the way. Just multiple opinions on stances and stuff. That way, I have a valid second opinion.
All right, so you're going to have to get him specifically, though, because I expect he'll be... Where would he be at this point? Where wouldn't he be at this point? Actually, he'll be at the small little outpost that is supposed to be the Adventurers Guild in the north part of town.
you know of, that'd be the first place to look for him too. So, outside of his manor, I mean, if it's during the day,
Actually, his manor is probably one of the last places you want to look for him.
Just
well, I mean, you
asking,
can find him.
we've never really done anything with the Adventurers Guild here. How are they doing?
There's
The
nothing.
Adventurers Guild here, yeah, you go in there, you can see that they're probably suffering from about the same problem that was down in Gatesill, where there's like a lack of adventurers. But the Adventurer Guild itself, while there's a lack of adventurers, there's still a lot of business going on.
Yeah,
It's just that the people who are still here are working a lot more.
Can
And
we,
they don't look like proper adventurers like Lily, Surina. Because you look like more like proper adventurers. These people look possibly like they were just farmhands or sailors who know how to wield a weapon and are trying to deal with things.
If I remember right, it was like being used as a garrison HQ for this area. So technically, it's just been repurposed.
Can we check to see if there's any hunts posted or anything that we can do to help them?
Looking on the thing, you can see that there are a few hunts listed. Like there's one to kind of go after the orcs that are like attacked town recently. There were a few stragglers that got loose. They want to make sure that there's nobody trying to ambush people that might go through. A bunch of scouting missions, mostly to make sure that the communication between the various towns in the region is still up and stable.
Nothing that looks like the local townsfolk can't handle it.
Nothing that seems exceptionally dangerous. I forget, what did you take the Oni's head off?
I believe we do have either his. I know we have his glaive. Not sure if we took his head.
Are you going to show either of those off?
Actually, no, we did take the head.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you took the head. Are you going to show
Okay.
either of those off?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so you show off the Oni's head to the Adventurers Guild, and you can kind of see the guildmaster, who is a very tall man. His skin almost seems to be made stone-like. And he kind of just looks at this, and he starts laughing with a loud, echoing boom as he calls into the back room. And he just kind of stares at that for a second, and he asks the group, "You killed this beast. Where was it? What did you find with it?"
He was hiding like a coward, and we took him down with ease. And he also had this, and she's going to take out the giant glaive and just slam it down on the ground, the butt end of it down on the ground, and it looks, I'm betting that it's probably about twice as tall as Lily is.
If not twice as tall, it's at least time and a half. And this figure, he's probably like 7.5 feet tall himself. He's big man, and he picks it up. The glaive looks a little large for him, but he could probably use it very easily. And he kind of swings it around a little bit experimentally with a very wide grin on his face. And by this point, a human girl kind of rushes out, and she's holding a little scroll, which she hands to this tall man, which at this point you identify him as a Goliath. And he kind of will read the scroll out. "Wanted a bounty. 2,000 gold pieces to the one who can bring down the Oni that has been terrorizing towns in the region."
Oh, Magic Missile took it down, no problem.
And I'll look down at the group as well. You two did, I think, it couldn't have just been the two of you. So your group as a whole, you did a great job. This creature has been cunning and tricky, able to counteract any plans to get it, and always able to deal with those we sent after. I was beginning to think it was a fool's errand to deal with this beast.
So here's the trick. If you come against one next time, first, you need to have a bunch of these, and she's going to show the bracers of cold, or not the bracers of cold, the cold resist, ring of warmth.
Right.
And then what you'll also want to do is have someone
Does she
outside
still have
the
the ring
house.
of warmth? I
I'm
thought
gonna-
you gave that away.
She did give it away. Let's
You
say she
need a
points
coat
to the
like
fur
this.
coat.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to resist cold, and you want to be able to trap him so he can't get away. Because he's kind of cowardly. He just ran.
And I kind of know that. Maybe he just ran, but is able to do so much damage in the meanwhile. And it'll kind of motion on the counter. The small girl kind of runs back in the back again, and she returns with counting out 2,000 gold pieces for you. And while he's doing this, he's still holding on to the large glaive, and he looks at the other ones. "And that is your reward for the beast. What might I be able to interest you in for this weapon?"
How much are you willing to buy it for?
And I'll look at the weapon again. "I'd have to dip a bit into the funds of the guild for it, but I might be able to offer probably 350 gold pieces for it, at least.
Can we say we did like a identify on it so we know if it has any magical effects?
What you know particularly is that it is indeed a magical weapon.
It would have been identified.
Yeah, it is a magical halberd, or magical glaive, rather. And it's too large for any of you to use effectively, but it's got like the same +1 enhancement that Serina's sword currently has.
So it's a simple +1 large glaive?
Yeah.
The 350 makes sense.
Yeah,
We could
Lily's gonna say sure. I think that's a good deal. You know, I won't even try to haggle with you because you guys are such upstanding citizens in this town.
While we're here, though, I do have a question for you.
And he kind of just tilts the glaive against his back now as he counts out gold himself. A question? What is it?
Have there been any rumors about a tiny Marilith?
Tiny Marilith? What is... And as he starts to think about this, the young girl is back at this point, and she kind of holds out a little book. That's a greater demon, mister.
Lily's gonna describe what it looks like too.
And he kind of stops and thinks, I have heard... No, I think I have heard something about that. People confusing it with the wizard up with the bear, and I think there was talk about her disappearing, and I think whenever that she was reported, she was looking for something.
Well, she seems to have found what she was looking for, and I need to assess what kind of threat that is.
Explain everything. And I expect you're going to explain the results
the first
of...
encounter we had with her, and then basically what happened to Barlow.
And he'll stop and think, that's not good news to hear.
Lily's gonna also show the
I
Barlow
suspect
signet
the
ring.
book
And he'll take a look at the signet ring, and he doesn't personally recognize it himself. He
From
doesn't have
Aaron,
much to do with the nobility. You'd have
Mhm.
better luck with probably Garrett, to be honest.
but unfortunately, I believe the book she has may be something I'm personally after.
And what might that be? Do you know?
Well, if she's a demon, she's most likely trying to figure out a more permanent way between the abyss and here.
And he thinks about this, and he goes on for long enough, and stuff like that. And after a while, you do hear a knock on the door, and it's Arashi walking in, and he's going to speak to the... and he mentions, oh, hello, I didn't expect to see you here. You busy with the guildmaster? I was hoping to speak to him.
We were just asking a question for his opinion regarding a Marilith.
Oh, wait, a Marilith? Oh, have you encountered that small Marilith?
Twice now.
Tiny man.
Yeah, I've seen that thing myself. It's tried to bug me a few times, though never really able to do much around me.
Lily's gonna say, next time, can you capture it? Maybe put it in a cage. We want to have a pet.
And he's just laughing at this, and he kind of bends over laughing at this. You want to keep that demon as a pet?
It's cute.
Well, to be
what?
fair,
It is cute, I will admit that. And I've kept far more dangerous creatures as pets. I'd be a hypocrite if I denied that.
to be fair, where I'm from, imps are kept as pets too. So
Yes, well, an imp is a lesser demon, and a Marilith is near the top of the chain of command. And
But it's a
if I'm-
mini-lith.
she's so
And
tiny,
if I'm
I
not
think
mistaken,
she's
this mini-lith is not much far below a normal Marilith.
Oh, I'm sure she's bottom of the top tiers. I think she'd be able to check.
I would advise against you trying to keep her hostage, though do keep an eye out for her. She does seem to be very adept at plane hopping.
Unfortunately, we took her down once.
Yes, well, just do be careful. It's far too much of a problem to deal with this. Was there anything else?
Lily's gonna mention she's gonna want to buy a shield and gonna ask him if he can make one for her.
Didn't you already do that?
She didn't really
Yeah.
go into depth on it.
Oh.
I could possibly make a shield. That wouldn't be that hard. I'm done with the main project that the Baron had asked me to do.
Oh, wait. Ask him about the Hydra head. Serena took that.
We
It
don't
was
have-
probably in... Yeah, you couldn't fit in the bag of holding.
No, Serena carried it.
Yeah.
I said she
You
did.
could at least ask him about it. You might not be able to show it to
Lily's
him.
gonna say, we
Yeah.
have a Hydra head.
A Hydra head? Man, you've ran into all of the dangerous beasts recently, haven't you?
We also
that's
found a
only
rock.
skimming.
That would make sense. The Minilith has been known to run with compatriots around in her searches.
Well, let's just say we tend to get around and make a lot of enemies.
Lily's going to count off the different enemies that they faced one by one,
Oh God.
including the flame skull and the mimic and all those things.
That was a fun mimic.
That was a fun mimic.
And he'll kind of nod at that. That's quite the assortment you had.
It's almost like someone's out to get us. I don't get it, really.
My dear, someone is not out to get you until they sick a dragon on you. That was a fun year.
Well, we're
Oh,
gonna
wow.
fight a
And
dragon
he
next
kinda-
time.
And he kind of cuts off at that. And he kind of looks off in the distance as he's remembering something fondly.
Do you miss a
Although, I am
dragon?
looking for a Baron. Is he anywhere near here?
Oh, you're looking for the Baron. I believe he was actually going to be out towards the southern part of town. He was testing those little clanks I made for him.
Right.
Yes, it's a fun little name from back home. It's essentially just an animated armor of sorts. He wanted to help find a better means to protect the town, and I am quite skilled at making various constructs, so I thought I would aid him.
Living
The
armor?
knowledge from researching the little apparatus you've brought back has definitely aided me.
Well, as long as the control for them isn't sabotage, it should be okay.
Is there anything else we need to ask him?
Well, you didn't get any straight answer about the Hydra head.
Yeah, I don't think you actually specifically asked him about
Oh.
that
Is
yet.
there anything you can make use with a Hydra head? We do have it here.
With a Hydra head, not the head directly, though the teeth could be used to make blades, probably daggers or maybe arrowheads.
Would they
You know
be
what?
magical?
You know what? Here. I'm going to pull him aside. I'm going to say, what if you were to attach blades to a longbow?
Blades to a longbow. That's
Why?
not a terrible thing to do, though it does make the longbow rather difficult to use as an actual bow, and you kind of would be difficult to use it in either fashion, though it would function as both.
Why
Okay.
don't you just attach the teeth to the blade to the staff?
That's not what she's asking.
Oh.
Yeah, to put it in layman's terms, I know what you're asking. To put it in layman's terms, yes, you could. It would probably act as a longbow and some other blade. I don't know what it would do for slashing damage, either a D6 or a D8. Either way, you would not have proficiency on either attacking method.
Could you train with it and gain a proficiency? After 255 days?
You would actually have to train specifically for it because there are no weapons of this design, so you'd have to teach yourself a fighting style. But yes.
You know what? Let's do it. I'll provide the longbow.
All right, then. It'll take me some time to actually properly set this up, but, and, well, obviously a cost as well. But we should be able to work something out.
I was honestly expecting you to just attach the teeth to the end of the shillelagh quarterstaff and make it a
It
blade.
wouldn't work because then it's now no longer a quarterstaff and it wouldn't
Oh.
work anymore.
Yeah, it requires quarterstaff explicitly for shillelagh.
Oh. I thought it was a named weapon, not.
No, it's a club or quarterstaff.
All right.
Would Lily's just going to describe the shield. She just wants to have a +1 shield if she can, and if that's too difficult, then a normal shield will do. But
And he'll stop and think. And as he thinks on this more, it's like, I've never been very good at making shields, to be honest.
I have a book of armor making if that would help.
It probably wouldn't actually... I would be more annoyed with it than anything else, to be honest, my dear. I don't like listening to other people try to explain how to make things.
What if a tiefling were to make it and you were to enchant it at the same time?
As I said, I am not very good with defensive armaments in most cases. The best I was able to do was actually my great cloak here, and that was made with the aid of an old friend of mine. And he kind of looks a little depressed as he mentions that.
Well, for now, we'll go meet up with a baron.
Lily's going to pat him on the shoulder. You have a lot of secrets. We should talk more.
I do have a lot of secrets, but
However, the mystery is part of what makes something interesting.
yes, assuming we can find them someday.
Anyways, let's go talk to the Baron. Let's have like Serena do her thing or something because we've been
Yeah.
ignoring her.
Yeah, so Serena at this point,
Is Earth even there?
I
yeah,
am.
Earth has been around. Serena at
Okay.
this point, I figure that she could actually probably talk to the church, O'Malley, and try to get a few details sorted out there. Because in all honesty, she did find a number of things related to storms going on and about.
Well, mostly she's going. Well, that too. That too. I think a little later she's going to ask for information about the flying island and things about what it does. But mostly right now she's going to go to the church and ask Father O'Malley about the ritual with the bodies that she saw.
And as she asks Father O'Malley that, he kind of looks a little distraught at the description of what happened to the people, and he kind of goes on, somebody actually butchered people in order to fuel some sort of ritual on making a weapon? That's grim news.
Okay, so the wand that Elana has was made using the ritual on the bodies, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was made with their power, and the ritual to get their power involved killing them.
Alana
Okay.
would have mentioned the name at least, but
Yeah, and I figured
Okay.
that he would have mentioned the name as well. Since the identifier remark was specifically wand made with the Stormcaller's power, I think she would have mentioned that as well.
Probably.
The Stormcallers, though, as well. That's a name I haven't heard oftenly. I don't think they ever really come up here. Let me think. They used to be ones down in the south. They would work with the weather to try to bring good storms and fair weather so that to help the harvest and to help plants grow. They would have the power to cause all this, but they would never do all this stuff if what I've heard is right.
Well, considering that a great deal of them were slaughtered to make a weapon, and we haven't had any contact with any of them, perhaps they were attacked, and some were used for rituals, and others are used to call storms.
That's definitely grim news. And he'll
It's-
probably ask for a description of like the Stormcallers themselves, and I expect you'll give him like the white hair and everything like that, which he'll note off, and he'll say that he's going to keep an eye out for anyone who might match that description just to see what's going on.
Serena's going. That.
Yeah, we know Elana, obviously, and I think he's going to make the comment that, like, well, besides your little friend, I don't think we've encountered anyone like that yet. Not around here.
Yeah, but Serena's also going to mention what was it? It was the description of Winterguard's attack and the strange white-haired girl that showed up.
You don't actually know that it's white-haired girl.
Oh,
You know
it was-
nothing about this one.
Okay.
He's just assuming it was.
Yeah, it's like you're assuming that it is, but in all honesty, the people you questioned, they can't recall anything of her appearance, and I think you're going to mention that much as well, and he'll...
That was basically it, to say that she keeps spells handy to spell that kind of magic.
And okay, now that, yeah, I've heard talk about that as well. We questioned a few of the refugees when they came in about what happened. We weren't able to actually restore their memories to find out what happened or who this girl was, but I think you're probably right. If we could find this girl, we could probably find the source of all the storms that have gone through this area. I'll confer with Thor a bit and see if we can't come to a conclusion about what this is.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully we can find something soon.
Yeah, and he'll kind of nod and back away at this point. Unless there's anything else you need me for, I think I might get into my meditation, miss.
Understood? See you at some point in the future.
Bow at that, give a little salute, whatever, and he goes off. Who are you going to ask about the status of the island itself?
I would ask Garrett.
You would ask
Garrett.
Garrett about it? Yeah,
Yeah,
Garrett would know the rumors. And Garrett is, of course, in his little tavern, and he's, of course, having his fun little time. It's a lot busier now that more people are around, and you can see it's not so much people that are getting drunk to get drunk, it's people that are relaxing after a long days of work. And you kind of understand that there's been a lot of work happening around here recently. Things have actually prospered rather well considering the harsh region. After probably a few minutes, you're able to drag Garrett off to the side and speak to him. And what exactly are you asking him?
Let me think for just a second to get the exact wording. Serena's going to ask, do you have any information about the floating island? I know next to nothing about it. I've heard something about it suddenly appearing, and that suggests it might move, perhaps? And also about the adventurers traveling to it. How are they even getting up there? Hello?
Sorry, I muted myself.
Okay.
Good job.
So you want to know about that floating island, huh? Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things to know about that. So, to start off with, yes, you're right. That island does move. Originally, it was by the north coast of the... Oh, I can't even think of the name of that lake. Regardless, it's gone several hundred miles south now at this point. As for how the people actually get there, bunch of means, actually. I know there's a few people have talked to the Wizards Guild, and they've tried to, with the aid of those witches and wizards, able to fly up to there. Another few people, I actually heard somebody around Redwall managed to convince a rock to fly them up there. Damn those bastards be. I would never go against something that could... I'd never dare write anything that could eat me in one bite.
Mm-hmm.
Though, of course, we've heard a bunch of other problems with that. Anything that gets close to this island runs into a massive storm, and from what I've heard, the storm is almost trying to force the people away.
Mm-hmm. Has there been any reports of people making it there and returning?
Oh yeah, there's been a few reports of people making it there. Not many of those returning, but from what I understand from the reports, it's multiple reasons. There's a lot of danger up there. There's, several beasts and other things that there's not even any records of them anywhere on the island that I've heard. Giant, strange, twisted wolf creatures that are completely black with glowing red eyes. There's strange... They almost look like orcs from what I'm told. Just running around fighting, but everyone that I've heard from says they ain't orcs. And it gets more dangerous the closer you get to the center of the island, where there's a mountain and a rather large city, though. Nobody lives in the city from what people say.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask something completely out of character here because I'm not sure. Would Surina know about there being like any kind of storm dimensions or anything, like a storm elemental plane or something?
She would know that there is an air elemental plane.
Air.
There's no legit storm plane, but air is the closest, yeah.
Yeah, and air would
Okay.
essentially fit in with it.
And air has some nasty storms in it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. I don't think Surina would know that off the top of her head, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
where
would say that she
tornadoes
would
on a
suspect-
daily basis, regular.
Yeah, and
Um,
Garrett will he'll also continue. It's like, that's probably why nobody's actually come back. They're all too interested in seeing what secrets and riches lie within that town, but it's actually funny. I've heard one story of a guy who's come back, and he says that the town itself attacked him.
What's the echo?
Earth.
Probably.
Mhm.
There was an echo. We're assuming it was on your end.
It was.
okay.
But yeah, it says like, but the town itself attacked him. I don't believe much of it, but wouldn't that be a strange thing if a town could try and defend itself? We could actually use that around here.
he was on
That
Earth.
sounds like some kind of giant mimic. I don't think we'd want that here.
Why not? It's only a giant mimic of death.
Yeah.
Could be
Alright,
a
I
giant
think-
mimic
alright.
that's a sofa, too.
And since it's Serena's turn and Elana's up next, I'm going to go ahead and take this chance to switch out laundry.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there
Yeah.
anything else Serena really wants to ask him, or is she content?
No, that's okay by my mind.
All right. So Lana, with her research and her copying stuff down, Alana reading through, I'm gonna just give this to you for free for the most part, but Alana reading through things and copy them down, she finds a lot of the information to be accurate. There's details of how exactly to try and pull the power of the Stormcallers out of them and try and still it into a wand, though it's very crude, and the writer itself notes that there has to be a better way than this. There's too many bodies it takes to even get one wand out, and he feels it's very wasteful. It's kind of deranged writing, but it's very methodical in another way. Beyond that, going into the other book, these are not the actual book of rumors and everything. All the books of rumors I'm going to get to later. But
Yeah.
the other book that was found, the one that you found in the basement regarding all the details and stuff regarding the storms, There are two very important things he notes. The storm that attacked Ashenport and the storm that attacked Winterguard, neither of them were caused by the Stormcallers. This fact gravely confuses the person writing it, which you'd assume is Barlow.
Yeah.
And he goes on to state furthermore that although the cause of the storms is very similar, neither was caused by the same thing. The power that happened to cause them was very alike, but not the same. So he assumes that there are two different, though related causes. So two different things that are able to call down a storm of this magnitude.
All right.
As for the book of rumors and myths, it's nothing too real surprising to be of myths and rumors. Like, most of the information in there is true to some degree, and Elana, being of the clan, she's able to pick out where the myths begin, like where the facts are that started the myths. But there is a lot of fairly accurate reason that you're able to call down the storms, and you do so to aid growth of plants and everything else.
We're almost like druids, but we don't have
and
that
it makes
same
a note
affinity
that
to nature.
it makes a note. It's like they're not druids; they are almost born of the storm itself and able to bend it to aid the people around them.
All right. So she's going to basically take all of the factual information from that. What I kind of feel like she's going to do is, because it's like just a book of myth and all that, she's just going to like cross out the parts that are myths.
Right.
But she's going to do this in the book itself instead of copying down the true stuff into the like a different sheet of paper.
Yeah. And as she goes through, she is probably crossing stuff out on most, if not all, of the various entries, but there's always truth in it. She doesn't cross out everything.
Yeah. All right. And this is going to take like the full week to figure out?
I'm going to say it's going to take the full week to figure out, because I'm going to say Elana probably will have to stop and think about what she remembers from her youth, about what is actually true or not, actually deciphering his writing. It's not like it's in code or anything. He has the writing of a doctor.
What is up with you and having people with horrible handwriting?
Because I have horrible handwriting.
So?
Pretty much everyone I know has horrible handwriting, to be honest. I am surprised when I see people who are worse than me when I know how bad I am.
Still, you'd think somebody, if they're writing down something very important like
this... If they
this,
can read it, that's all that really matters. Unless they're trying to publish it to be publicly
True.
acknowledged, then they probably don't care about how clean it is.
Also,
if it's just for them to understand, then it doesn't matter.
Also, one of the people writing was, you said, deranged, and I doubt they spend too much time on their handwriting.
Yeah, no. And it's like he is deranged, but like though the handwriting is hard to read at times, everything he wrote down, it is methodically recorded.
Yeah.
She's
probably going to keep the one that has like the way of making the wands and stuff.
Just as like a research note, if nothing else. She's probably never going to want to do it that way, but
no, she's going to take and burn it.
Yeah, I hear that.
Because it's just like, it's wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So while Risu's still out, can I like do a time skip ahead for evening so Lily can talk to Alana?
I actually had one other question now. I forgot it because you interacted. You said something and it threw off my train of thought.
Sorry.
Crap.
Yeah. So what else?
Oh crap! I can't remember what I was about to ask. Go ahead, Jeeves.
All right. I was gonna have Lily knock on Alana's door that evening or something, the first evening, and want to have her talk to her.
She's going to be too engrossed in trying to figure these things out. I'm sorry. She's thinking this is more important than actually talking at this point.
Is it more important than eating? Lily would have
Maybe.
food with her.
She has snacks.
She has jerky.
It's one of those things where she's in like full on like research and focused study mode. She does not want to be disturbed or anything, so she's just going to be focusing too hard to actually notice. If you went a couple of days later, it probably would have been easier because first night she wants this done as quick as possible. After a couple of days, she'll be like, it will take a lot more time than she was expecting.
I was just trying to fill time between when Risu got back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we
And I'm
also
still
do have the full week time skip,
Yeah.
so
Anyways, so Lily's probably just going to keep doing that every night, so whenever Elana lets her in.
probably like the fourth night.
All right.
and we can do that right now since we're doing like full week anyway. So
Yeah.
So Lily's finally going to come in. A little bit concerned because Alana's been cooped up in a room all week long.
When you come in, there's just going to be like papers strewn all about. It looks like a mess.
Lily's going to kind of sit down on. I'm assuming Alana's at a desk or something. Lily's going to sit
Yeah,
down
and
at the edge of her bed.
Bags under.
Mhm.
Yeah, bags under her eyes and everything. She's sleeping very little.
So Lily's going to sit down on the edge of her bed and say, something wasn't right about that place. And you haven't been right since then.
What do you mean?
Well, when Falana identified that wand, it mentioned that it needed the power of the Stormcallers, and there were a lot of dead people, and a lot of them looked like you. What's going on?
If you wait a couple of days, I'll be able to help make sense of all of this.
Alana, I've been waiting for almost a week. Please, just talk to me.
She's going to just kind of show her the book with all the from far away, obviously, and just like all the things that are crossed out in it. I'm going through this book and I'm making everything that I can make sense. It'll take a couple more days because this guy had horrible writing.
Lily's just gonna ask point blank then. Are you one of them?
Yes.
So, do you know what happened to the town with the winter?
From what I saw, that would have been one of the first ones she would have gone through.
yeah,
She
so
would
she would have
know.
already known that the record it's not of the Stormcaller origin.
It was not us, but it was something similar.
Lily's gonna look relieved that Alana didn't have anything to do with it. Well, I don't know what's going on, but if you need any help, just remember I'm here to help you.
I don't need any right now, but I'll keep that in mind.
I mean, someone was after you before.
They probably still are.
Lily's
And then
gonna
she'll just ping out the hat and she'd say, "That's why I have this."
Lily's gonna leave the plate of
I'm back.
delicious cookies that she has for Alana, and say, "Well, keep it in mind. If you need my help, my sword is always yours."
All right.
Whatever.
And then before the door even shuts, she's already got her nose back in the books.
All right. You missed Falana doing a lot of research, or not Falana, Alana doing a lot of research. So what's Falana doing?
So,
Eating up a Baron.
so Risu, we kind of did a little time skip while you were away, so that Lily could talk to Alana, but we're still together.
Yeah. So what was Falana doing for right now? She was still with Lily, I believe.
Yeah, she was going to meet up with the Baron.
All right, so yeah, he is going to be down at the south gate. You can kind of see the animated armors that you mentioned. You actually do recognize one of them. I think Lily would recognize it as the set of armor he was working on before you left. And you can kind of see there's like a dull red glow where the eyes would be, and it kind of moves around with a... It's not even moving around. It's kind of just standing gate on top of the watch where someone else would be standing watch. And the Baron is up there next to it, kind of observing it, seeing how it acts and everything else.
Do they look like the ones we just fought?
The animated armors?
Yep.
No, actually. They don't look exactly like a set of armor. It almost looks as though there's more interconnections, as though it's not just magic that's propelling it.
So it's a droid.
It's probably an animated weapon inside the armor controlling it from there.
So we're gonna go up to the Baron and say hi.
And I look down. Ah, good, you're back. How'd your little expedition go?
Good, we killed
Oh,
Noni.
we have stories.
You killed Noni. Hey, you best report that up to the Adventurers Guild. I hear they had a bounty out for it.
I came to you actually seeking some assistance.
Oh.
Do you mind coming down so we can talk without shouting across the entire town?
And he'll nod, and he'll just jump right off the little battlement there. He's not the kind to kind of just like to waste time despite his age, probably saying he should go slower and probably shouldn't be fighting either, but
We hear the creak of bones as he lands.
no, he probably looks like he looks good for his age, but you could probably make the guess that he's at least 40.
So go ahead, Falana. What were you going to ask?
Okay. Given the fact that I've been looking for my daughter and everything seems to be getting a little more drastic in terms of situation, I figure I need to become better with blade and bow. I would like your assistance.
You would like me to help train you when I should be looking over the entirety of the town.
Liz going to say, that's what I'm here for.
Well, I would like a second trainer at the same time. The only reason is if we can resolve the situation of what's causing things to attack the town, it does simplify your efforts in defending the town, does it not?
The things attacking the town come from the north. That is no secret or no surprise.
However, it still has a source. It has a controller. It has to.
You presume much. I've seen enough chaos for chaos's sake.
Liz going to say, well, someone had to be controlling that storm. The one that took over that other town. What if that happens here?
And I'll kind of just sigh. You are most likely right, though I will admit it's strange, actually. From what I heard of the scouts, the storm is outright trying to avoid here. No one knows why.
I have a theory.
Oh?
I believe the sigils that we've encountered so far that are here in town may be preventing them from reaching here. Preventing the storm. It's only a theory, though. I have no proof to back it up.
Didn't we open up the magic thingy that was making it difficult for you to build walls and stuff, and that made things all better? Maybe that's doing something or something else.
Perhaps. We'll have to figure it out at some point, though for now, we're going to enjoy the respite that we have here that is not elsewhere. If you really do wish to have proper training with a blade, the master of the barracks should be able to help, though to be honest, and he'll glance back up at the wall where the sentry is. I would not mind pitting you against one of these to see how you both fare.
Liz going to smirk a little.
Give me a week or so, then I'll take it on.
Very well, it'd be unright to throw some mage against a construct which is supposedly able to fight off a good number of creatures without training.
Oh, I could probably take it down with magic right now, but there's no fun in that.
Lily's also going to show him the signet ring.
And to look at the signet ring, I've seen this ring once before. That was years back. Where'd you find this?
It's Barlow's.
Yeah.
Barlow. I don't recall that name.
Lily's going to mention where they just came from and give him a quick
Yeah, and he already
description.
knew this. No, yeah, no, I recognize him. I think I met him once when I was dragged into Northbridge for a noble meet. He was an aristocrat, not actually nobility. He seemed quite focused in magical studies, not quite right in the head either, but few people are.
Lily's going to describe the pile of dead bodies.
Apparently he was less right than we anticipated. And he kind of looks very displeased at the thought that somebody was doing this.
Well, we
Well, actually,
found him dead. That's not a problem, is it?
No, it'd probably be the best solution to dealing with him.
Lily's going to be like, it wasn't me. I tried to save him.
Unfortunately, even if his research was leading to a twisted chain like that, he must have had an idea somewhere that may have led him to believe it might be the right solution in his own head.
Lily's going to
Perhaps.
interject and say, killing hundreds, dozens of people just for more power, that's never the right solution.
However, killing dozens of people to save thousands of people is an option I could see someone wanting to
There's
take.
always a better option.
Don't always assume that there's ways for sunshine and rainbows, my dear.
Especially with not how we've been killing a whole bunch of people. Like,
Yeah.
They've been
There
evil people,
is
though.
always going to be time when people might die to protect someone else.
But innocence?
Really?
We don't know if they were innocent or not.
My dear, there's one more thing you must consider. I'm not going to agree with this man yet. I don't know his motivations. I don't know why he did this or what he might have accomplished. But one thing to remember, the end does not justify the means, though it might necessitate it.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know of any way that you could say an entire group of people that obviously I'm assuming some of them looked older and younger and so on. Like,
Yeah.
it was obviously groups of people who were slaughtered. You can't say they were all evil or all deserving to die. She's going to say
That
that
is
kind of
not-
both to Elana. It's both to Falana and the Baron.
We don't know what position.
That's not what I said. For all we know, they could have been bad. Or could have been good. I am not absolving this man of any crimes he may have committed. I'm not.
We need more facts.
There is too much unknown there, and at this point, the most that could have been done is to give those people proper rest. Were they given proper rest?
No, we didn't have the resources to move them all out and bury them.
Would Lily have known that that's what Alana and Cassie were doing?
Unless it was
Serena
mentioned,
was
no.
also there. So,
Lily was-
She's not
Lily was mine.
Yeah, Lily was mining. Would
Yeah, Lily was
Falana have
mining.
known?
Baby.
You can probably guess that Falana wasn't sitting there watching Lily mine the whole time, so...
No, I was just kind of drugged there, so.
Yeah.
Falana was likely.
Yeah, so would Falana have mentioned that then?
Yeah, they were buried.
Oh,
Okay,
they
no,
were?
No
that's...
proper funeral, but they're buried.
Well, at least they were given some form of last right then. That's the most anyone can ask for. The least anyone can ask for, should I say.
I feel like
Cool.
if they were Stormcallers, they would have preferred to be burned. Oh well.
Now, they would have preferred to, been burned in an electric storm that would have, sorted out all of New York City.
And
they
also
want to
frozen
they want to
them.
have their when they die they want to have their bodies scattered, but they don't want to be cremated.
That's worse.
They want their bodies exploded by lightning. There's a difference here.
Lily's just going to say, have you thought upon the letter that I gave you or showed you earlier? Talked to you about.
I have no intention of leaving my town right now. If they sincerely wish to message me, they can do so themselves. From what you told me, they did not even actually have an intention of aiding elsewhere. They were just having some sort of internal conflict. It would do me even less good to go out there and help them in that case.
Lily's just going to nod. Not really going to try to sway him or anything.
Oh.
Oh?
Oh.
Oh?
It's magic. I
Um,
know.
Lily's going to just say, "Oh, my father wanted to talk to him," and so on. That's all. That's what
Something
the
about
letter was that
internal
you got for me.
conflict. Either way, let's practice some at least. Get something done for this day.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry I had to do it.
All right, so regardless at this point, I'm feeling it's safe to assume that Falana will spend most of the week training. Will Lily be assisting her?
She'll be assisting Falana as much as she needs it. So, I'm assuming sometimes the captain
Yeah, I'm
of
going
the
to give
guard
you,
will
like, say you're going to use half the week to help
Yeah.
her. Those 25 pounds of iron. What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, she was gonna take those down and donate them to
It's
the
useless
the
stuff is
forge.
melted snow.
All right, and the forge will make good use out of that.
Um,
They're very grateful for your donation.
just gonna check the loot. The fine bedroll that we had, I don't think we ever cast Identify on that.
Oh, didn't you?
I cast Identify on everything.
Down.
So
Yeah, I
it makes
assume
sense.
that we actually did it, but we didn't really discuss that, or at least
I didn't
Yeah.
actually have that written down myself either, so I have to bring it back up.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I know, I'm a horrible person, aren't I? Magic items. What was that, to be exact?
I think it was the bedroll where it gives you advantage or inspiration, maybe.
I don't remember if it was advantage. That was a bedroll, though. Yes. Magic items.
Bedroll of
property.
vitality, bedroll of ultimate rest.
I think it was belt boot. Bedroll of ultimate rest. So yeah, you just get inspiration at the end of a long rest. You use it.
Okay. So can I do checks with using that bedroll?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. What was it called? Ultimate rest. Maybe I should actually edit it before saving. Alright. Bedroll of ultimate rest. So Lily wants to either help or create a +1 shield if there's any way to do so.
I do not believe that you would have a proper way to make a +1, though you could at least make a shield.
I could buy a shield for like pennies.
Yeah. So making the +1 shield, though, what do you even have material-wise that you could try to enchant with it? Like,
We
how
have a
would you...
lot of wand crafting weapon items. We have the Oni head. We have the Hydra head.
Hydra head would be
we have-
perfectly-
We have a lot of resistance potions. We have the holy water.
You have mages to kind of maybe just imbue it with power.
Yeah, and we've got a few shrooms that I don't think will do anything.
Yeah. So anyone who would be willing to help, though Elana wouldn't really be around, so I'd expect Falana would be the only one, or maybe Surina if asked.
If Falana has time.
And
Yeah.
Lily would have mentioned to Serena that she's trying to make a nice shield for her, so...
Yeah, Surina would have a reason to do it.
Yeah, so I'm going to say Lily will make a pair of smithing checks, and whoever's assisting magic-wise make an arcana check.
And I've got advantage for maybe
Yeah, you're going to
one
have
of them.
advantage on both of them.
Okay.
I lost my character sheet. One
Oh,
moment.
cool.
And Falana's.
Load. I accidentally pressed enter or something and changed screens entirely. It was great.
I've done that.
A natural one, of course. Serena apparently doesn't want her shield.
Apparently not.
Maybe that'll balance out my natural 20.
Are you going to ask anyone else to assist, potentially?
Arashi, if he wants to.
He'll sigh, and he'll kind of nod. Yes, he could probably help out. What is his arcana? Well, I'm going to roll a dice for this.
I assume that there's no one else that would have the requisite knowledge.
I'm going to say probably no.
Chase.
He rolled a 18.
Chase would.
Yeah, Chase would actually. Let me roll Chase. I have Chase's thing prepared.
Would she
He
have
probably,
offered to help?
if you asked her, she probably would have offered.
Okay.
Yeah, she would have.
I don't know if the if Father O'Malley would help or anything.
I don't think Father O'Malley would.
Yeah.
We can
Father
have this
other
entire
things.
town here.
Yeah, no,
Just make a
Chase,
shield for
Chase
some
doesn't really
random Dragonborn.
any major problem helping out, so I'll roll an arcana for her.
Okay.
Father O'Malley and everything else is busy. Arashi is there, so it's not the biggest investment for him. All right, so with all of that taken together, in materials that you would have gotten from Chase, which I'm going to say would have cost probably 100 gold,
Mhm.
on top of whatever the cost for the shield would have been, you will be able to make a +1 shield.
Yay!
However, it's cursed.
How much in addition to the 100 would it be?
I'm going to say it's going to cost you 150 gold to make the +1 shield, so you're
Okay.
still getting it at a pretty good price for it, to be honest.
All right. So at the end of this, Lily is going to hand Serena a +1 shield.
Yay!
And this one doesn't need attunement.
That's cursed.
No,
Lily made it, so it probably is.
all right, so
Let's find out, actually.
Oh, great.
okay.
No, what would curse it is the fumble on Arcana that
Yeah,
Serena did.
Serena's fumble.
Alright, so that's what I rolled. Good to know. I just have to write that down.
Oh Christ!
Keep in mind, my main goal with this is to make you paranoid. Just like those 3 gold coins.
Uh,
I have an idea of what those might be, but it would be hilarious if they were.
Oh, it's just 3 gold coins.
Lily's already spent those, by the way.
Yeah, she has already spent those 3 gold coins.
It was because I saw a while ago that there's these magical gold coins that when you pay with them, they turn into nuts and leaves.
Oh no, these were just...
But only when you pay with them.
You know, that entire thing was based off of a trick I saw someone else do, how there was, like, in the middle of this forest, which is, like, evil and full of everything nasty, there was a single gold coin in an opening. And they were paranoid as crap about it until, like, there was a I think it was the Warlock who was greedy. He just kind of walks up. I touch the coin. Does anything happen? No. I pick up the coin. Does anything happen? No. I put the coin in my pocket and I walk away.
That's why you have a barbarian who can run in there and grab the coin.
But it was like the entire party being super paranoid. He just walks in and grabs it. All right, then. So she has the +1 shield. I'm going to say that'll use up